besties, welcome back to the channel. If you are new around here, welcome, and if you are a returning subscriber, thank y'all so much for coming back. I do appreciate all of you guys being here. I gotta do my spiel, my intro, okay? My name is Shalise. I'm 38. I'm a mama. I'm a wife. I love investing, and I love all things wealth building and being an inspiration to others to get started on their journey as well. I'm not a financial advisor, okay, but I do show real numbers. I do try to be very transparent in all things investing, real estate, crypto, NFTs, iBonds, whatever it is. You can find it on this channel, and you can find our actual accounts here. Check out the playlist. I have so many videos on this channel, almost 400 of them. So take some time to go through, especially if you're new to the channel. If you have a lot of questions, do that, and I think you'll be able to have a lot of your questions answered. So today we are going to be doing part 2 of, I think, a really popular video. A lot of people had a lot to say. A lot of you had a lot of comments. I got a lot of emails and DMs about today's video, and if I could do like 10 companies that, you know, are considered like more growth, that are maybe newer in the sense of being on the stock market. Could I point out 10 companies that way versus like the safe ones that I pointed out in the previous video? And the reason why I did that is because it's always good, especially if you are a new investor, to really start with companies that have a long track record. You know, some of these dividend kings or aristocrats, some of these companies that have been around before we were even born. And so that's why I made that list. And it's always good to have, you know, those safe, well-rounded companies in any portfolio. Again, not financial advice, but I mean, come on guys, Google, Microsoft, all of that. Those are good, solid companies. Even VTI, which I mentioned in that video, is also a good staple to have in any of your portfolio. But I have my notes to help me stay on track, and let's get right into it. Now, keep in mind, number one, my husband and I own every single thing I talk about on this channel. So again, not financial advice, but I do try to come from a perspective of ownership. We own everything that we talk about on this channel. And number two, if you're a beginner, do not feel like you got to go out and run out and buy everything that I talk about or anybody else talk about. Stay focused on your strategy. Remember, share size goals. So pick 2 to 5 companies or 10 companies and work on building your share sizes up in those companies first before you move on. Okay, remember, patience is a virtue. We've been on this journey for now 8 years. Well, January will be 8 years. And so this is, you know, again, just being consistent. Okay, so the first company on like the 10 growth stocks or growth funds, you know, companies that we feel like have a lot of room to move and we will never sell them, at least for the foreseeable future. I mean, investing is like business, so you want to make sure that, you know, you don't fall in love with any company, and especially this first one that I'm about to say, and that's Tesla. Okay, so Tesla to me is probably the greatest in terms of the growth stocks right now. Tesla is innovative. It is revolutionary. It is very forward thinking. I think the CEO is a genius, Elon Musk. I mean, he is what it is. I mean, he's smart. He's really in tune with what he's making and products and the cars and all the technology that's coming out. On the other hand, I'm just going to be honest with you guys. I feel like sometimes Elon can be his own worst enemy, if that makes sense. The downside is that, you know, Tesla moves based off of everything Elon says, especially when he's tweeting. So, you know, it could be nothing wrong with the actual stock, the actual company, but if he says something, Tesla will move up or down, and it will do it by big chunks. Okay, so usually companies will go up like $1 or $2 per share, or they will fall $1 or $2 per share. Not Tesla. Tesla will go up $20 per share or fall $20 per share. So if you are interested in Tesla, if you are in it like we are, just hold on, because Tesla is very volatile, but it has a great future. I still think it has a lot of growth. What Amazon did to the retail space in terms of disruption and really revolutionizing how we shop, Tesla is doing the same thing to the automotive industry, technology, and the EV sector. So I do like Tesla a whole lot. Next is Starbucks. Again, this is in no particular order. I really do think Starbucks is a solid company. It's actually relatively a new company on the stock market. I believe Starbucks was founded in the 90s. I'll have the exact year up on the screen. But it was pretty much a success from the moment it kind of launched. I think what the CEO or the founder did was actually pretty genius. He actually made buying coffee something that most Americans or just most people worldwide do on a regular basis. He actually created it to be an experience, okay? So if you ever have gone into a Starbucks, you know there's like their own special language in that place. And what I love about it is that he created a lot of different Starbucks stores. They have a connection with Target, so if you go into your Target, you will probably see a Starbucks there. Starbucks is in Disney World now. Starbucks is in Universal Studios in Florida. And so again, it's just about, you know, them being innovative. They have a well-functioning app, in my personal opinion. I think they had a really good earnings quarter last month, and the fan base is on another level. Moving down to Southwest Airlines. Now, I like Southwest Airlines more as a company than American, Delta, and United. So those are like the three big boys. I mean, when you think of airlines on the stock market, it's those three. But I really do like the fact that Southwest came on the scene as like a value airline. And I love that Southwest, first of all, I think the management is amazing. I love that they actually inspire their employees to be interactive with the passengers, which I think is cool. You'll see like some of the flight attendants singing and dancing on the plane and, you know, really just going the extra mile. I think customer service is so important, especially in the aviation industry. And to me, though Southwest has not been around as long, I think in terms of the budget airlines, it's the best. I also think that they had a decent earnings last quarter, despite, you know, the pandemic. You know, it kind of disrupted the entire aviation industry, but I really am a big fan of Southwest Airlines. Next is Waste Management. Now, Waste Management, I think, is a wonderful company. It is under the radar. A lot of people don't even know what waste management is, and they come in contact with it all the time. The dumpsters that you see, the trash trucks, they do a lot of the cleaning on the airplanes and on trains and things, anything that has like restrooms, big in the porta potty sector. And again, it's not sexy like the Teslas and the Apples, but this is a company that all of us have come in contact with, and we, you know, I don't want to say use, but you know what I mean. Like if you're going out somewhere, usually you will see like the little WM logo that they have. It's the green and yellow. You'll see the trucks and the recycling centers. And so I'm a big fan. I love companies under the radar because I feel like they're not as volatile. And so, you know, when it comes to waste management, they pay a really good dividend. And I think that they have a lot of room to grow. They don't have a lot of competition. That's another thing about this company, is that you want to find gems that don't have a lot of competition. Like Tesla don't have a whole lot of competition. And so that's just one of my faves when it comes to growth companies. And I think you guys may like it. Let me know if you heard of Waste Management, if you've seen them around or anything like that. Moving on to Iron Mountain. So stores, it backs up, it manages information and assets and data. And so I think like the cloud that we all hear about online, what Iron Mountain does is more like a physical version of that. So a lot of companies use them to store their information. And we all hear about like the hackings and all of that stuff that goes on these websites. And so I really wanted to have a piece of that into our portfolio, because that type of company will always be needed, especially as we continue to evolve in this digital age that we're in right now. And so really do love Iron Mountain. They're under $50 a share. A lot of the big companies and corporations use them, like Microsoft. So again, not financial advice, but I love Iron Mountain. Really good growth company. Next is Amcor, and I really do like Amcor. Is based in the UK, but they do a lot of the packaging and a lot of the cans and storage things that a lot of the products that we use come in. So let's say you like to drink Coca-Cola. Well, Coca-Cola don't actually make the cans or the bottles that the drink comes in. Well, it's companies like Amcor. And so I say, you know what? I love when I can find a company that I really do like Coca-Cola, and I can buy the actual drink, but I can also buy the company that actually makes the container that the drink goes in. And then I can buy the company that ships said drink. So again, you see how this can be like a trickle down type of investing strategy. I know some people use it. I'm a big fan of it, but I do like the strategy that we have going right now. But I do think Amcor is a good company. You'll see it up on the screen. We have owned it for over a year now. We just continue to add like some shares to it every time we get paid. No more than like $50 or so. But again, every little bit adds up. And I'm a big fan of the packaging sector. So like they also do like the little pills you may get with your medications. Well, the pharmaceutical companies aren't making the popping packages for it to go in. It's companies like Amcor. And so again, growth companies, solid, under the radar, and a gem, right? A gem. moving on to Disney, I had to put Disney on this list. So Disney is a growth company to me, and first of all, Disney keeps evolving. I mean, it started out just as a simple like cartoons and movies, and they evolved into the parks. Now Disney got their hands in everything. They got the movies, they have shows, they have the streaming app. I mean, they got so much stuff going on for it. And so, especially if you visit the parks, or if you're a fan of like the Disney movies and the princesses and all of that, or if you have children that are like that, it's always good to have some Disney in your portfolio. And just in my humble opinion, especially like during the pandemic, once the world started to open back up, Disney became like saturated with visitors, the parks by themselves. And as the movie theaters open back up and the movies are coming back out, Disney has an opportunity here to make a whole lot of money. They have a very loyal fan base. I mean, we go to Disney often. And so again, I really do like Disney more so than like the other streaming apps, because I feel like because Disney has bought so many of the other studios and licensing to these movies, if you go into Disney Plus, I mean, there's like How to Get Away with Murder on there and Scandal. There's a lot of like adult movies as well, in addition to like, you know, Princess and the Frog and Beauty and the Beast. And so I really do like that they are always evolving as a company, because you can't just stick to just parks in this day and age. You got to keep moving. And so I really do like Disney for that reason. Let's do a fund. So JEPI, ticker symbol JEPI, that's the JP Morgan dividend ETF. You'll see it up on the screen. I really do like this fund. It's not your VTI. There's a little bit of a volatility, but it's not extreme volatility, okay? But I like JEPI because it's great for income. So if you're big into dividends, if you're close to retirement, if you're trying to achieve early retirement, it's a great fund to be in. Now, it does have a higher expense ratio than your VTIs, but I love it for the income. It has been paying out its income for years now. JP Morgan Chase is a big bank, probably the biggest bank in the world. And so I'm really big on it, and it pays out monthly, okay? So we have like 350 shares, I think, of JEPI, and our short-term goal is 500 shares, but I wanted to add a fund into the mix because I think that's super important. Next is Plug Power. So I had to put Plug Power into this. Hey guys, my phone literally started to act up right here. So though I am still talking, my volume just cut out. So I'm doing a voiceover. So I really like Plug Power because they specialize in EV and green energy. A lot of their customers actually are Amazon. So yes, Amazon actually use Plug Power, Lowe's, Home Depot, even the Mercedes-Benz dealerships. So again, really good company. They specialize in hydrogen and green energy, solar. So if you think that's the future, like my husband and I, then I do think that this is a good company for you guys to be in. But again, I'm sorry for the technical issues, YouTube life, but I wanted to come on and do an overlay, okay? Back to the video. Then last but certainly not least is, I know I'm going to say this name wrong, is Wanick, ticker symbol OKE. I like this company because it processes and it manufactures and it transports gas and petroleum and things like that. So again, I love the Exxon Mobils and the BPs and things like that, but I'm also interested in companies that transport and processes said, you know, gas, for example, or oil or things like that. And they have a lot of pipelines that run underground through this country, and they pay a solid dividend. And it's like, again, one of those under the radar type of growth companies. I don't want a lot of the companies that we are invested in, especially the newer ones, to be like popular right now, because once they're popular, I feel like it's almost too late. So this is one of my favorites, and I think that, you know, it has a lot of room to grow. Again, these are all companies that my husband and I believe in. So you may not believe in them, but again, personal finance is personal, and I just wanted to come on and share with you guys. So that's the video, y'all. That's the video. I hope that you enjoyed be running down this list of companies and funds. Let me know down below some of your favorite growth companies that you have in your portfolio or that you're looking at. Stay tuned for my next video. I'm going to share with you some companies or funds that we will not buy, at least for the foreseeable future, okay? So I think you guys would enjoy that video. I may have some surprise companies in that video that you may not think, like we would not invest in that. So make sure y'all stay tuned, hit your little bell notification, subscribe, like, and share. Thank you all so much for being here. I do appreciate all of you. And until next time, y'all already know, I'll see you in the next one.